So this is my Coturnix Quail breeding setup that I use for, I raise quail to feed to the birds of prey. I picked up 20 hens and 4 roos. That way I can keep 4 different breeding cages. So each cage has 1 roo and 5 hens in it, which seems to work out. The size is good. The way the cages are built is it's just a drop, a 1/2-inch chicken wire mesh on the bottom, so they don't end up having any poo to kind of mess with inside the cage. It pretty much all just falls through, and then I can just shovel and turn it over. So that seems to work pretty good. I made these feeders out of the 4-inch pipe so that they can actually feed through the holes. You can adjust them too, so I'll show you how they fill, but they're just gravity fed, and then you can adjust these if you want it so that it's a bit closer for them. I'm thinking on this one I might even add another hole on this side, and then they could have 2 feeds. They've got one up on that side and one on this side, and they seem to work quite well actually. The thing with quail is that they're a really messy eater, so if you tend to just give them a food dish or an open-faced food dish, they will just throw their food all over the place. They are a really big food waster. So this style where they have to put their head inside of a tube makes it so that they actually can't throw their food around, and if they are throwing it around inside the tube, it just ends up staying inside the tube anyways. So it works well, and it can fit well over a week's worth of food. I'll show you the back on how it fills for these 2 cages. They each have their own fill tube, and they're just a little cap on the top that you can top up. It's gravity fed, and it just goes down and around in through the back and into the cage, which is where I just showed you. So that's how I feed them. The top ones, same thing with the 1/2-inch wire, but they have a tray, a slide out tray. So after about a week or so, once it starts getting a little bit full, I can just slide it out and then go scrape it into the compost. So it keeps it fairly clean. Another thing is each of the cages, you can see that the floor is actually sloped towards the front, so that when they lay their eggs actually roll out through the front here and get caught in the little catcher. I'll show you some over there just to show as an example, but they roll, and then I want to fix that catcher, probably do more of this style, because the thing with doing the wood one, the poo also rolls down and gets caught with the wood one, so then it ends up having a lot of poo and stuff in there as well as eggs, which you don't really want. Whereas this style, it still falls through, so it works better. As far as water goes, I've hooked up a 5-gallon pail. It drops down through the inside here, and then they go into these little waterers that when they peck in at this, it actually fills up their little water. So they can always have water. And it's just a looping system, so it goes from there across over into this one. It goes down, same thing in that one, and to one in here as well. For winter, I put a small 5-gallon aquarium heater in the bucket, and I put hot water pipe insulation over top of the tube, and it's enough that as long as they're drinking, which they move through the water fairly quickly, that it doesn't tend to freeze. I didn't have really any issues last year with that, and same thing, so that gives me well over a week of water and well over a week of food. So if I go away for a weekend or something, I know that they're going to be all right, and I can have somebody just check on them, but they don't need to be fed or watered. It's kind of looked after. But yeah, so that's the Coturnix Quail setup that I use, and then which I'll get into later on, but I'll show you how I incubate. So I've got an incubator. I usually get about a 60% hatch rate. So I collect the eggs for about 7 days, and I store them in about 18 degrees, which I'll show you probably later on in this video. And And then yeah, we put them through the incubator, and I'll go through the whole incubator process as soon as I get it all set up, and I will show you that. I'm going to do more videos on Coturnix Quail, and again, I'm getting another red tail. I'll be doing a full trapping process, which is why I'm raising these. I use the young ones for feed for my hawk. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the bell. We'll see you soon.